evening. Tonight we're going to be sampling one of my favorite family recipes, special for the holiday. My family recipe for Witch's Brew, a special Northwest recipe with ingredients gathered throughout the year from around Western Washington, from anywhere from the ice caves of Mount Rainier to the banana slugs of the Olympics to pumpkins from the coast. All these helpful ingredients will be put together into this fine, delicious brew. So let's get started. Of course, the first ingredient will be pulverized pumpkin. Take very ripened pumpkins, pulverize them, and in they go. This will form the base of our brew tonight. So we need lots of it. You can see it's a beautiful orange color. And that would be good by itself, but we enhance it both in flavor and in substance with a variety of other special ingredients. So shall we start with something that I've gathered just today? The blackest of berries. The blackest of blackberries. And of course we need to pulverize them to go with the pulverized pumpkin and enable them to spread their delicious flavor through our drink. For a more subtle contribution to our drink tonight, we'll take some of the blood gathered from Woodard Bay bats. It's very, very precious, so only a few drops will do. Also very potent. Equally as difficult to gather is the slime trail of a banana slug. It's a tedious ingredient to add because it's very slow to come out. So we usually just get to add a few drops. There we go. The grand Douglas fir trees in our forests are often covered with conches when they begin to rot. And we've gathered them and dried them and pulverized them. We have this nice powder, and it's very mildly flavored, so we'll take a large spoonful and add it to our drink. Better stir it up. There we go. Another thing from our forest that will enhance the flavor of this drink in a dramatic way is the shredded bark from our cedar tree. And the drama in this is that it imbues the drink with the power of the cedar tree, the most noble tree in our Northwest forests. It's finely shredded so that the flavor and the power can disperse itself through the drink. And then much more difficult to gather, and maybe almost impossible for some of you, is an ingredient that is contributed by some of my friends. I hope that you can see in my magic box here the tiny little dried witch's worts. We'll just take one, two, and well, get in there. That might be enough, but for a little extra zest, we're going to go ahead and add 3. There we go. And I always seal them carefully back into their special container. Then from the beaches of the Sound, some oyster pearls. These, of course, are very precious, so we're not going to add a whole lot of them, but this is a special occasion, so drop in a few, and it's time to stir again. Something that also needs to swirl through the drink and give it its flavor is 3 bellies from the fire-bellied newt. Harvested in the summer, nice and dry. And just like a vanilla bean, they'll spread their flavor through the drink in a subtle way. And to help spread that, let's go ahead and add our witch's well water now, gathered from a well that's naturally bubbly. This will help to disperse all the flavors. And to give the little extra zip that we all enjoy, we'll add the sting of nettle. Just a handful of dried nettles rubbed between the hands. Let the powder dribble in there, and we'll just follow that with a little bit of pitchfork powder to add a little bit of evilness to the drink. Out you go. And now it will be devilishly good. And let's see now. I believe that we have added nearly everything except our little crystals. We've got crystals from Mount St. Helen, little sprinkle of them, and crystals from the ice caves on Mount Rainier. A beautiful, glistening, purpley blue. And finally, the ingredient that brings it all together right before we serve it is something that I was able to get this summer particularly, and it is captured forest fire smoke. It's not available every year, but this year we have lots of fires and lots of smoke. So stand by while we get ready to add our final ingredient. Oh my goodness. The smoke does not like being captured. Do you hear the moaning? The moaning and the groaning? Well, let's let it go, shall we? Capture it with my tongs. Transfer it into our brew. Give it a stir. And the smoke comes to life. And the brew is finished. We need to just give it one last stir. And scoop it up. Shall we give it a taste? Just like my grandmother used to make it. I hope that you will all make this recipe at home for our very special holiday and enjoy.